Hello and welcome back to Road Tripvia, the road trip ready trivia quiz made to be played while driving your car. Today's episode is number 546, the category Brainy Tuesday number 22. This is a 21 question random knowledge trivia quiz where all of the questions are just a little bit harder than your normal trivia night. The questions can come from any category, but the difficulty level is elevated, so put on your thinking caps. Let's start with question number 1. One of the 7 wonders of the ancient world, what was the name of the structure built by Nebuchadnezzar II around 600 BC that was some 75 feet off the ground and about 400 square feet in area? One of the 7 wonders of the ancient world that do not exist anymore, the answer is the Hanging Gardens of Babylon. Question number 2. Mary Ann Evans wrote many famous novels in a time when female novelists were only seen as romantic authors. She used what pseudonym when publishing books like Felix Holt, Romola, Adam Bede, The Mill on the Floss, Middlemarch, and Silas Marner? The pseudonym she used was George Eliot. Question number 3. Winding its way through the Safedko mountain range and varying in width from 5 to 150 feet, what is the name of the infamous road that is 30 miles long and goes from Peshawar, Pakistan to Kabul, Afghanistan? That road is known as Khyber Pass. Question number 4. The elder one was a Gothic painter whose most well-known work was The Presentation of Christ in the Temple. The younger achieved great fame as a portraitist, specifically for his paintings of Henry VIII. What was the first and last name shared by these 2 artists? They were known as the elder and the younger, and the name they shared was Hans Holbein. Question number 5. What are the names of the Hebrew men from the biblical book of Daniel, primarily chapter 3, that survived being thrown into a fiery furnace by Nebuchadnezzar II, king of Babylon, when they refused to bow down to the king's image? Two Nebuchadnezzar II questions in the same quiz. The answer is Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. Question number 6. On April 29, 1962, at a dinner to honor 49 Nobel Prize winners at the White House, John F. Kennedy was quoted as saying, "This is the most extraordinary collection of talent and human knowledge gathered in this room since what man dined here alone?" There has not been that much intelligence in that room since Thomas Jefferson dined alone. Question number 7. Das Rheingold, Der Valkyrie, Siegfried, and Der Götterdämmerung. These are the 4 episodes of the German language epic music drama The Ring of the Nibelung. By what composer? I apologize for my pronunciation of those titles. The answer is Richard Wagner. Question number 8. Frank Castle was a good cop, but that was before his wife and children were killed by drug dealers. What is the name of this comic book character portrayed by Dolph Lundgren in a very low-budget film in 1989? Frank Castle was also played by Thomas Jane and John Bernthal. He is the Punisher. Question number 9. There have been many artists whose paintings have been displayed at the Grand Gallery of the Louvre. Of them, only one was living at the time his works were being shown. What is the name of the Spanish cubist who painted Guernica? The Spanish cubist was Pablo Picasso. Question number 10. She doesn't really care for Charles Hamilton or Frank Kennedy, but ends up marrying them both, and they both end up dying. What is the title of the novel in which the third husband of the heroine is Rhett Butler? Lucky number 3, Rhett Butler was in Gone with the Wind. Question number 11. Eric Arthur Blair wrote under what pen name and was best remembered for 2 works, one of which details the adventures of Winston Smith, and the other has to do with a power-hungry pig named Napoleon. We're looking for the author, whose real name was Eric Arthur Blair. He wrote under the name George Orwell. Question number 12. The USS Nautilus was the first nuclear-powered submarine. But what was the name of the first nuclear-powered aircraft carrier whose mission may have been to boldly go where no one had gone before? If you are a fan of Star Trek, you know that would be the USS Enterprise. Question number 13. Their initial purpose was to fight in the Crusades and regain the Holy Land from the Muslims. What was the name of the group that, by the time the Crusades were over, had a sophisticated banking system established in many European countries? The answer is the Knights of the Temple, or the Knights Templar. Question number 14. The flock of Geryon, the Arcadian deer, the Augean stables, the wild boar of the Erymanthus, the golden apples of the Hesperides, and the Nemean lion are half of the 12 labors performed by what Greek hero? The answer is Heracles, or Hercules. Question number 15. What actor, who also holds 7 Mr. Olympia titles, starred in movies from the 1970s and 1980s like The Jane Mansfield Story, Scavenger Hunt, Red Sonja, Red Heat, and Raw Deal? I did use the most vague movie titles to throw you off, but the answer is obviously Arnold Schwarzenegger. Question number 16. The last name of the Italian poet who won the Nobel Prize for Literature in 1959 was the same name as what hunchbacked bell ringer in Victor Hugo's classic 1831 tale? The name of this Italian poet was Salvatore Quasimodo. Quasimodo is the answer we're looking for. Question number 17. They include manuals of discipline, hymn books, apocalyptic writings, and biblical commentaries. What is the better known name of these manuscripts which were found by a shepherd boy in Qumran, Jordan in 1947? He found them near the Dead Sea. They are known as the Dead Sea Scrolls. Question number 18. During the Persian Wars, it served as the scene of the heroic death of Leonidas and his men who attempted to stem the tide of the invading Persians. Translated from the Greek, the name of what ancient pass means hot gates? Hot gates or Thermopylae. Question number 19. Born in Thorn in 1473 and educated in mathematics and science, as well as astronomy and canon law, what is the name of the man who is best known for proving that the Earth revolves around the Sun and not the other way around? Shunned by the church and the scientists of his day, the answer is Nicholas Copernicus. Copernicus. And question 20. The man in the brown suit, the 450 from Paddington, death comes as the end, the mirror cracked, Nemesis, the secret adversary, they came to Baghdad, and Death on the Nile were all novels written by what author? Here's another question where I used the vaguest of titles. The answer is Agatha Christie, but we all know she's more known for books like Murder on the Orient Express and Then There Were None. Agatha Christie is the answer. That wraps up the first 20 questions of today's quiz. If you need a tiebreaker, stick around. If you don't need a tiebreaker, make sure you go down. You can subscribe to this channel. You can leave a comment on this specific video. You can give us a thumbs up, a thumbs down. I believe now you should be able to hype the video. If you like this video and you think other people should be able to see it, you can click hype. Whatever you do, make sure you subscribe here on YouTube, and then you can follow along on the other social media sites as well. All right, question 21, the tiebreaker for today. Whoever gets closest wins the point. In November of what year, all within 24 hours, did the television show Doctor Who begin its long run on BBC? Famous authors Aldous Huxley and C.S. Lewis died, and John F. Kennedy was assassinated in Dallas, Texas by Lee Harvey Oswald. What year was it Doctor Who started, Aldous Huxley, C.S. Lewis, and John F. Kennedy died? The player who guessed closest to 1963 is going to win the point. And if there was a tie after question 20, whoever just won that point just won the whole game. Congratulations. Thank you for watching. We'll catch you on the next trip.